Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you made it to how to write your ebook in 30 days. And I'm really calling this a challenge because there's some of you who's been promising yourself that you was going to write that book. And so I'm just here to support you do just that because a lot of people ask me about writing a book. I haven't written 100 books, but I've written one hard copy book, which is also an ebook, and I've written some workbooks as well. And I have them included in some of my courses. And so, I said, let me just make a workshop, just focus on how to write an ebook. Because once you get started, once that the juices start flowing and you start getting that knowledge and you go through the process, then you have the foundation you need to continue to create more books. And so it is a learning process, but it's so great today that it's easy because the tools are available for us online and we don't have to wait for a publishing company to do just that. And today what's popular is like short stories or short ebooks. Sometimes a book can be 15 to 20 pages long or 30 pages long because it just may be an informative book, informational book or something. I'm giving tips and giving strategies. And the attention span today is shorter than it has ever been before. And so this is like the perfect time for you to just jump in, get that first book out. Don't wait. Some of you keep waiting for everything to be perfect. I don't know what you're waiting for. You can do a book. You can get a book out there for free, for little to nothing, really. If you have the right people, a support team, somebody who can do design, we got so many skills and talent today and we have so many tools. There's really no excuse. And so that's why I'm glad you have joined this workshop. And so we're really going to get right into it in a second. Okay, so we are going to get started. I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm just going to take you through the process and we're going to chat and you are going to do the work. So I'm going to try to make each video in this workshop to a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to overwhelm you with the information and you have the workbook. So hopefully you download the workbook and also I think that's it. I think just the workbook. And of course, I have some other tools for you guys to utilize as well and a resource list. So when you finish writing your book, you're going to have all the tools you need to publish that book, self-publish that book. And when you finish, you can say, I am an author. That's it. All right, let's get started. Let me share my screen with you all. I'll take you to a PowerPoint slide. Yes. Take you to a slide. There we go. I hope you guys can see me. I'm going to slide. Well, you probably won't see me, but I'm going to slide down to the bottom. And we are going to get started to how to write an ebook in 30 days. So this is a masterclass because a lot of you are business owners, entrepreneurs, parallelpreneurs where you're working a 9 to 5 or whatever hours, and then you're also growing your side business, your hustle, whatever you want to do, whatever you call it, and you want to continue to add products and services for other people to share, ways to help other people in your business. And this is one of the best ways to do it is create an ebook. And the reason why I brought up earlier how ebooks, there are short stories and there's short ebooks that don't have a lot of pages. Because we have a short attention span, you can get right to the point in your ebook. And that's why people like it, because it's like, okay, they know when they open up, they may just give some strategies, some tools, and some tips. And so this is so great for business owners because you can do just that. Like me, a coach, being a life purpose coach or mental health professional, and other things that I do, even a pastoral counselor, I can just create an ebook with just some quick strategies. I also help people tap into their purpose, into their passion, identify their strength, and learn how to monetize those things so they can create a business. And so it doesn't take 200 pages to do that. You can do that in 20, 25, 30 pages. You can do it in 10 pages. And that is the power of an ebook. So I want you to think about that. So these same strategies that we're going to go through, it's the same strategies and process you can take for a regular paperback book as well. So you can, you have both on Amazon. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, let's get to the workshop. Now, why I am doing this ebook masterclass, and you guys already introduced myself, Cheryl Howard. I am an Amazon best-selling author, inspirational and transformation speaker, certified life purpose coach, certified pastoral counselor, clergy, because I'm a minister as well, and a mental health professional. That is a lot, right? I know it is. And I know I got, we multitask today. We doing so many different things, which is so great. The reason why I wanted to create a workshop on creating your first ebook or paperback book is because, number one, many people have asked me about how I wrote, self-published my own first book, which is titled Let Me Out. And number two, I coach my private clients on how to independently publish their book utilizing many free and low-cost tools available online that some of you are aware of already and others may not be aware of. Number three, I know that there are many of you who have a story and a message that needs sharing and telling that will inspire, educate, reach masses of people, and empower other people. And this is exactly what I wanted to do. So I know that writing was in my present and in my future because there's another tool that you can utilize as well. Since I decided to share my story, and this is the book cover, I actually had it redone. So there's something you can put out something now and decide, you know what, I want to rebrand or I want to change the cover. I just want you to do it. I don't want you to sit down any longer holding all of this creativity inside of you and all this information that you have to share with so many people, ways that you can serve them, and you're missing out on stuff. You're letting something like aesthetics hold you back and hold you crippled from not moving in your purpose. Anyway, so since I decided to share my story of overcoming traumatic experiences and finding my purpose, I have been able to connect with some awesome individuals, speak to inspire and motivate men and women at conferences, summits, and also repurpose my book's content on blogs, podcast topics, live streams, and even teaching points. So I want you to see that it's multi-purpose. You're not just writing a book as just one thing and then you're putting it away. From your book, you can create other services, other products, and do so many things with it. So it's multi-purpose. And that's what repurposing is. That's all it is. And once you get started and achieve your first goal of creating your ebook or paperback book, it becomes a launching pad to create many more things that you are passionate about and beyond. So I want you to get the big picture. But if you want to see I have a book website. You can also create book trailers. I mean, there's so much you can do. Go to letmeout.net. That is letmeout.net because the name of my book is Let Me Out. Next, I have always been an introspective and empathic person who loves to seek understanding and inform and inspire. I realize that because I am always in my head, I know a lot of you probably like that, you're thinking all of the time and probably need to learn how to shut it down sometime. But see, writing is another way of letting it out. It's cathartic and you can express and release a lot of stuff. In me talking about my traumatic experiences in my first book was really healing for me. I mean, I was healed, but it just brought more, I felt like I was more free because I was sharing with other people and I felt like I was helping somebody. And when you help other people, you actually serve yourself because it makes you feel good to give people something that will help enhance their quality of life. I realized that because I'm always in my head thinking, investigating, and sometimes analyzing, I need a platform and various methods to share my story and my ideas and my mindset. A few years before creating my first ebook and paperback copy, which was in 2008 or 2009, it was between those 2 years, I had already finished writing my book and was working on editing and finally finding a publishing company. Okay, I went through so much research to try to find the right publishing company who would understand my vision. And so I was mostly looking at Christian publishing companies, being that I'm a Christian and my book has a lot of scriptural references in it. And I was really trying to help people spiritually as well as naturally. I wanted a publishing company who can help me and see my vision and my mission and help me get my book out to the best audience. So at that time, I didn't have the finances to hire a professional editor, nor did I want a publishing company to just, be about my own, just do all of the work for me, first of all, because that's another thing. They take the bulk of money, especially back then. And I just really calculated. The book wasn't written to make money, but at the same time, I'm writing a book. I would like to make money doing what I love to do. At the same time, I'm helping to serve people. So anyway, so I didn't have the finances to hire that professional editor, nor did I want a publishing company to do just about anything they wanted to do to my own book. And in return for all of the work, they would do the publishing. So I went on a journey of self-publishing. And my journey's beginning. We're going to get into the strategies. Have you ever thought about publishing an ebook or paperback book? I want to point out that if you're in business, parallelpreneur, a mompreneur, a mom who's growing her business, a dadpreneur, a coach, speaker, just about anybody, publishing an ebook can do wonders for your business. As we name some of them, it can help you brand your business, boost your credibility and authority, provide value to your customers, clients, and your audience, increase growth and profits, broaden your reach, and so much more. Your ebook can also serve as material for future repurposing of your content, including social media posts, blog content, articles, book series, courses, trainings, and emails. Despite rumors to the contrary, writing an ebook is no different. In fact, you can write an ebook in 30 days, and that's exactly what you guys are going to do. Now you know why and know how this is possible. The 30-day deadline isn't as extreme as it sounds. Gotta get my reading together here. What is the average time it takes to write a book? The average person writing a book for the first time can expect to spend anywhere from 4 months to over a year writing a book. And it can really take longer than that, because it took me, I started my book in 2000, and I believe it was, like I said, 2008, 2009 is when I finished. The only reason why it took me that long, because my book was following my journey, current journey. Because at the beginning of my book, I was trying to accomplish some things. One of them was going back to school. I didn't have a GED, no degree, no nothing in my 30s. And I had said in the beginning of the book that by the time I complete this book, I will have my GED, I will have my degrees. And so it was really prophetic. And so I'll take you through the journey while I'm talking about the different seasons that I've gone through and have went through and things that I have overcome with the help of God. By the end of my book, I had my second master's degree. So I went from no high school diploma to having 2 degrees. And so that was a journey that I was taking people with me on. That's the only reason why that first book took me about 9 years to complete. But that doesn't have to be a story unless you're doing something similar, and it can be shorter than that. Okay, so while this might seem like it takes a long time to write a book, there are always methods to shorten this. And you guys are getting strategies I didn't know about back then. I had to do a lot of footwork on my own, and handwork and everything else, right? The internet was to get it. Yeah, we did have internet back then. But still, it wasn't so many tools and information like there is now. As most of you know, humanity's attention span, I'm repeating, but it's so true. Attention span is shorter due to the expansion in technology, and do or mimic a lot of the brain work for us. So technology actually mimics a lot of the brain work for us. So we don't use our brain the way we did in the past. We can just press buttons, click over here, information pop up. The internet is information highway, all kinds of pop-ups, boom. So what happens is we're not using our brains the same, but thank God for the tools that we have to help us. We are consumed and sometimes overstimulated with mass information and multitasking. So it becomes challenging to try to read long novels and thick books. That is the definite truth. The truth is that most people don't write every day, especially if you have a family, a business, side business, or hustle, or full-time job. We're basically juggling and trying to harmonize our tasks every day already. So we have a lot that we carry and that our hands are in because we're busy, right? It doesn't apply to people who are writing a business or nonfiction ebook. So the myth that it must take years to write a great book just doesn't apply in most cases. It really doesn't. Not with all the tools we have. The time it takes to write an ebook or the times it takes to write a book is entirely up to you. If you're writing an ebook on a subject that you know nothing about, that's going to take longer. Say like quantum physics. I have to throw that out there, right? Then it could take several months or maybe even years to complete, because that's some heavy research that comes along with that type of topic, right? And information. You would have to engage in extensive research and learning before you sit down to write that book and make it flow. Here's the thing. You're already an expert on your business topic or your passion, or you may have a story or a testimony to tell. You know what you're talking about. You've written an abundance of content on the topic, and you're in touch with your audience. That's why this is a masterclass, because a lot of you are at this point already, and a lot of you are doing things already, and you just need to translate all of what you're doing into a book and make it a service or a product. You communicate on this topic discussion several times, whether formal or informal. These are the only true prerequisites you need to be able to write an ebook. That's it. So this workshop or masterclass is designed to help you not only realize that you must write an ebook for your business, but also to show you how you can write it in 1 month or a month. Or if you have a burning story to tell, you can apply these same steps to get you started and done. Hey, and you may feel that writing this 30-day ebook will help you communicate a passionate topic. Or maybe this book is a part of your passion and purpose. Some of you said, one of my dreams in the world is to write or be a writer or to write a book or to share my story. And so I'm so glad to be able to go with you through this process to get you going. This is like a catalyst. This masterclass is a catalyst for you to get started and get it done. Okay? So this, by the time you finish getting through all of this and learning all these tools and strategies and technique, I want you to I really want those who are serious to follow every strategy and start that book. Set a timeline, set a goal. And I have, like I said, there are worksheets that I have to go along with this course to help you do just that, to keep you accountable. I just had to throw that out there, okay? All right. So you may feel that writing a 30-day ebook will help you communicate a passionate topic, or maybe this book is a part of your passion and purpose. Hang on to the end of this masterclass to find out more about my Purpose Passion Finder workshop. That's the one I mentioned a little earlier, where I help people discover and kind of identify what their purpose, what their passion is, what their strengths are, take them through an assessment. And when they get the just, or they see their strength, they see what pops out, they see the story that follows them, they can see that there's a theme on their life that follows them everywhere they go, and they're able to find out more and get clarity. This is my purpose, because it's something that you feel, it's something that permeates out of your spirit. Sometimes it's hard for you to identify because of a whole lot of other things. And so that's why I have a lot of strategy in that workshop to help you zero in on exactly what those things are. Anyway, with these steps, you'll create a blueprint for book writing, and you can use it over and over again. By the end of the next year, you may be a multi-published author. I'm just saying. So with that said, let me stop sharing because we're going to get into the strategies. We're going to get into the strategies. All right. Okay, so the next segment is going to get right into how to write that 30-day ebook. But I just needed to go over all of that and get these things in your mind and in your spirit so you can be prepared and you can be open for the process. It's easy. It's not hard. It's not difficult at all. I just wanted to open up your mind. It's like having an appetizer or some salad before the dinner comes, okay? So I look forward to seeing you in the next segment.